Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. The Trump administration announces another $16 billion to help bail out U.S. farmers.
The second round of assistance comes as U.S. farmers are among the hardest hit by the escalating trade war with China.
Here in Montana, farmers are struggling under the financial strain of lost export markets and 5 years of falling commodity prices.
The Montana Ag Network's Russell Nemitz standing by with more on our top story tonight. Russell?
Russ and Jeanelle, after a lot of speculation, the Trump administration has unveiled a new $16 billion trade aid program for U.S. farmers hurt financially by the ongoing trade war with China. During remarks at the White House today, the president said he's defending American farmers from unjustified trade retaliation.
So we will ensure that our farmers get the relief they need, and very, very quickly. Good time to be a farmer. We're going to make sure of that. So today I'm announcing that I have directed Secretary Perdue to provide $16 billion in assistance to America's farmers and ranchers. It all comes from China.
Highlights of the second trade mitigation package include $14.5 billion in direct payments to farmers based on the county-based payment rate for their planted acreage for 2019. This is to avoid planting distortions by requiring farmers to plant a crop this spring. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue praised the president for supporting U.S. farmers, but Montana Grain Growers Association President Lyle Benjamin of Sunburst told me farmers like him would rather have higher market prices instead of government payments.
It's nice that the president recognizes the significant damage that's happening as part of this, but at the end of the day, really what we want is our trade deals to open back up again and our market to flow unhindered. I think that most Montana farmers would say we can get far more out of the market than we can out of a government aid package.
Under this second trade mitigation package, the new payments will be capped at the total amount of eligible acreage a farmer planted last year. Now, eligible crops here in our region include alfalfa hay, barley, canola, corn, pulses, soybeans, and of course wheat. And the USDA says payments could start as early as July or August. With that, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Russell. Now, the announcement marks the second move in the past week by the White House to soften the blow on U.S. farmers from the trade conflicts.
Last week, the Trump administration struck a deal with Canada and Mexico to drop the steel and aluminum tariffs imposed a year ago. The U.S. agriculture groups hope this move will encourage Congress to ratify the new USMCA agreement.
Well, state regulators are close to wrapping up a 2-week hearing on Northwestern Energy's electric rate case before the Public Service Commission.
Over the past 2 days, however, the focus wasn't on general rates, but rather on how Northwestern wants to treat rooftop solar customers. Now, right now, those customers use the excess power they generate to offset any consumption at the same price any other customer pays for power. Northwestern is proposing a new demand charge for new solar power customers based on peak level consumption.
That proposal roundly denounced today by solar power advocates. They say the charge would make solar power systems too expensive to build.
I couldn't think of a better way to kill this industry. In fact, that's almost what it seems like it's designed to do. If you approve this, you will decimate numerous small industries.
Now, the PSC will make its final decision in the coming weeks on the solar power rate and the rest of this case, which is Northwestern's first general electric rate case in 9 years.
Well, this evening, we're giving you an inside look at the newly renovated and more spacious Eastern Montana Crime Lab. You may remember the issue of a second crime lab was discussed in the 2017 legislature and paid for with $800,000 from the state budget, plus another $150,000 from Yellowstone County. As Q2's Andrea Lutz reports, this lab will serve 32 counties and has been needed for quite some time.
It took 6 months to renovate what most people remember as the Wild West Bar. But now it's the Eastern Montana Crime Lab. And inside these walls, things are much different.
Everything about this building suits the needs that we have.
The lab is divided into 2 parts, the morgue and chemistry analysis. Each now has more space than before.
The space at the old facility was just inadequate.
It's the convenience factor because Billings, being one of the larger cities, we needed this facility.
Montana Attorney General Tim Fox helped publicly usher in the new lab by thanking leaders in Yellowstone County. He says this facility will help Montana continue to have a cutting-edge forensic sciences division.
With 2 pathologists now in Billings, we have an adequate workforce for the amount of cases that we have.
With 1,500 chemistry cases anticipated for 2019, over 300 autopsies set to happen this year too. The need for a crime lab in Billings is huge. Drug-related and violent crimes continue to occupy law enforcement time.
There is a high drug problem here. I mean, it's sad in a way, but just having this facility here, it helps the turnaround time.
And because time is precious in an investigation, travel to Missoula is now cut down.
And there's even the opportunity to expand this building in the future. In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Well, going forward, there's an advisory committee that will continue to work with the Eastern Montana Crime Lab to ensure that it is heading in the right direction.
Motorists traveling between Laurel and Rockvale will soon have the pleasure of feeling fresh pavement touching their tires. In the coming weeks, a new 10-mile stretch of U.S. Highway 212-310 will finally be complete. Q2's Mitch Laggy brings us a first look at the new route.
Anybody who travels this road will know that they've had a lot of near misses out here. The old highway was one of those areas that definitely had a red flag on it. And we're hoping that with this new construction that we'll see a lot less accidents and a lot more convenience.
What exactly makes this road safer? At 4 points, the road widens to 2 lanes going each direction, providing faster traffic more chances to pass. This also leaves more room for emergency responders. The state purchased the right-of-way from landowners to allow the road to deviate west into the hills. Crews have tried to keep access the same as before construction. Crews did this by paving parts of county roads in the area and in some places building tunnels that let farmers and livestock go under the roadway. The new section will connect to the old one so that in effect, you could drive in a circle from Laurel to Rockvale, taking the new road on the way there and the old one on the way back. Currently, there's a small dirt detour on the old highway north of Rockvale. This has been a headache for drivers, sometimes causing traffic backup. Crews are asking the public to be patient. About 30% of paving remains to be done on the new road. Project manager Bill Felton said that could take up to 3 weeks. This is all weather dependent because paving cannot be done during or right after a rainstorm.
Just bear with us on it. We're doing the best we can to keep it in good condition for the traveling public, and weather permitting, we should only be there a few more weeks, and we'll be onto a paved detour at the least, and after that onto the new highway.
Drive safe, Montana. In Laurel, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mitch. Now, once complete, the state will hold a grand opening celebration for that new highway.
Still to come on tonight's 5:30 News, a Billings man and Korean War veteran on cloud 9 after taking to the skies for an honor flight.
And tonight in sports, all 3 state softball tournaments are underway. Scott shows us which teams are already facing elimination.
And coming up in weather, we got to enjoy a little lull in the rainfall today, but there's more rain coming our way, and we'll tell you when that's going to hit coming up in a few more minutes.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.